Your destination is the coastal town of Sapienza, also known as the Jewel of the Amalfi Coast. Your target is a former client of ours, Silvio Caruso, a brilliant but troubled bioengineer employed by the Ether Biotech Corporation. Renowned for his early stem cell research, Caruso is now reportedly working on a far more disturbing project, a DNA-specific virus able to infect anyone, anywhere in the world. Imagine a bullet, fired in any direction, passing through countless bodies without inflicting harm, invisible and undetectable until it strikes its target. A world of armchair assassins killing with impunity. This is what awaits us, unless Caruso is stopped. Our client, one of Ether's major private stockholders, wants the project cancelled on ethical grounds, but without destroying the company in the process. She has asked us to eliminate Silvio Caruso and destroy the yet unfinished virus prototype. You will also need to deal with Caruso's lab head, Francesca DeSantis, a high-level Ether employee and cutthroat corporate climber who holds intimate knowledge of Caruso's research and could potentially carry on in his place. This is no ordinary contract, 47. Caruso's virus is a serious threat to our craft and trade, not to mention our core ideals. So failure is not an option. I'll leave you to prepare.
Hello and welcome to the Roulette Championship. Oh my days, my mic is peaking. RR10, God right, Buff made the same mistake yesterday. Just give me one chance, right? That's been a long time. Yeah, so RR10. We have a round 2 game today between the Buff guy, the 3 times RR finalist, and Crazy4Daisy, who doesn't have a name tag on, but of course is a Roulette rookie. And the first time we have seen them playing a competition. Nice maps to start things off today. Sapienza, picked by Buff from New York, picked by Daisy, and some nice RNG maps to complement it. Miami and Wolf Creek involved, and included in them being map 3 and map 5, and map 4 Mendoza, and possibly a map 6 of Dartmoor if needed, and perhaps a possibility of a map like New York in that map pool, which has a high probability of that simple spin to be that photo finish. Photo finish draw. But I mean, that's going to be a good test here for Daisy today. Sunlight Buff shouldn't be messing around on really. Well, like Sappy, he knows what he'll be doing. The 429 map record by Pappy of Freds, along with Marrakesh and New York, on the 3 records that was not broken last year, so you know, be looking to be broken this year at least, as our first spin will arrive. Can it break that 429 record? And it is Cleaver kitchen assistant for Silvio Caruso, and an loud explosive weapon as the waiter for Francesca DeSantis. So probably are going to see just a main start here, a Metic onto the waiter right off the bat, is what I would imagine. In my opinion, makes sense for that to happen. Off still planning, bringing a micro explosive there for the waiter. Thankfully, I would imagine the waiter is allowed in the
Cleaver is kitchen assistant for Silvio.
In the freezer where the cleaver is. I'm not particularly too sure of that disguise. I'm sure the kitchen assistant will be at least. The cleaver, of course, is any. We can melee or not. Generally up to the players. I mean, if they want to plunge it into Silvio's skull, they can. Whether that be via the cleaver. The cleaver animation is just grabbing it and slapping it over their head, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. It makes sense that it is the melee animation, especially from behind. Just slap it on top of their skull. A minute planning, and both players are loaded and loaded in. It's like a little quick tap. Be off. Looking for a chain low, perhaps? Maybe doesn't want any room for hermetics. The light explosive weapon will have to be brought in, along with something for the other iris. Of course, you can drop the status height if you want. But the EMP, and just sniping it with a sniper rifle or a pistol if you feel like that. perhaps the better approach here. You know, we're seeing different approach already. The kitchen knife, of course, is in the kitchen. The cleaver is not in the kitchen. It is back in the thing. And if you're ever unsure, there's this great thing called Hitmaps. Your one-stop shop for all your Hitman needs. It's taken me 2 minutes and 10 seconds for me to say that, and I'm very happy with it. Buff has got the waiter on a chain low hill, knock him out prematurely, but can just drag him boxing. He is safe to do so at this moment in time. He does get it off. A nice, meticulous, and really, you don't waste any time doing this. You really don't. It's not as if particularly the end of the world doing that. As you do see, these I would imagine use Hitmaps now, or some form. Yep, Hitmaps come out. Love to see it. I do like one streamer around these, one around these. I get to see what they're doing. I'm not bookmarks. Man, as soon as I type H into my browser, it's popping up, and we see Bob actually uses snail here for the chef. Recognises he's trespassing for that illegal to carry cleaver. That is very good stuff here from Buff. And you get a wonder now, the 150 mark. Only exit engines, only making his way into the mansion. Does he have time? But actually, no, he won't. Seen sniping open the door there. Of course, the one key carded on the right hand side of the mansion entrance.
God fucking
Is what
damn. Are you
he's
kidding me right now?
seen. Very unfortunate.
How did I not see
There,
this?
probably due to the snail panic, I would imagine. And that is the first restart of
That
the
fucking sucks,
Oh,
game.
man.
Fortunately for him, Daisy, not much progress yet as they've worked out where the snare is. Buff now.
Waiter is
We'll do the waiting game once
the
more
only
for the
good
waiter.
strat to get this place.
Opting for the snail for the cleaver,
You wait here and you get
and
it
not
at
the
1 minute
emetic
mark.
for the
It's
waiter.
like 5 seconds
Of course,
faster
bringing
than
the loud
Seeker
explosive weapon.
and
I would imagine a EMP
which you
and a
can't even bring
pistol
those things anyways.
would be my ideal loadout for this spin.
Bullshit.
Or a sniper over the EMP. I am a person that prefers a sniper. It is very easy to navigate around
No good
the
strats
mansion
to
with
do.
a sniper on your back.
Sucks ass.
Making it nice as well. The mud shot coming in. It's not allowed, unfortunately. I love my mud shots. They're not allowed in Roulette Rivals, along with the boosting. Not that you can boost them much anymore. Buff has the waiter on the hook here. Make him to come down the stairs. Gets the lock on and will lower the back of his head, knock him out. Drags him down the stairs here for another successful disguise grab. Long, but it works. That's all good. It's all he'll care about. We'll look for that lovely snail again onto the chef to grab the cleaver from the butcher freezer. Of course, that's where it's held on this map. That's where he's going to move across now. Of course, another change in the Roulette Rivals 10 was the fact that there's now cross-platform. And 30 minutes timers throughout the tournament. Games are also now first. 6 Buff actually sniping the door open first before getting the cleaver. Perhaps for me, I was thinking that he was actually just going to, you know, go and grab the Franny kill first. But no, he doesn't. He does just get the cleaver first. And now entering the mansion at just under 2 minutes, or just over the 2 minute mark. You think, can he get to Franny? He should have enough time. We'll grab his stash, which is the micro explosive. While he waits, pull that sniper and we'll do a bit of distraction there to turn around Chef Marcello and 2 kitchen assistants. A bit of whoosh on exit there, but it's all fine. The mansion guard, we've gone inside the observatory, or inside that little hallway now. Buff will take that moment to fly through the window. I do think he will miss for any first time in here, but he will try his very best to get up there in time, even if it is just a trank or a knockout onto our guard. With a knockout onto her as well, he should be in the clear there to do that. That explosive kill. In the bathroom, he wants it to be soundproof. Franny is still there. Her guard, however, has turned around and is back. Moving, has a calmer. Though. I think that is well planned. And lovely leg shots to guard, though we know what they're like. with eating the drinks, and Buff will take the opportunity here. The other guard is not coming through. He will take it to do in the small room here, actually. The little room next to Franny, not the bathroom. It is a shorter drag.
Fucking this sucks, dude.
Buff drops a micro explosive. Moves back into Franny's office. Picks up the bust. Jumps outside. Not opting to detonate just yet. Interestingly enough. Of course, once Franny is killed or the riot is destroyed, her guards, because she's a VIP, will go looking for her. Buff shoots the observatory panel. Has a trank, but I don't think enough knockouts just yet. You hope he has read the spin properly, as you do fear. Why have you not? Perhaps with Silver being able to be done on the hook at any time. Why have you not done the Franny kill just yet? Maybe it's just something for her guards, because we all know what they're like. Putting up the bust there. Again, he went back into the room for that, and that is just good planning there. Good further thinking from Buff there to pick up the bust, knowing he'd need it for the knockouts onto Silvio. We'll swap into the mansion guard. Just needs a kitchen assistant disguise, which proves him to grab. You can get the free one from Rocco's. Remember, at this stage and where you are, coming out of the observatory now towards the kitchen, you would just do a simple distraction for either of the two in here. Chef Marshall would be away. Franny's guard is now found for Buff, and you start to worry. This could be Franny found very quickly for him. You don't want to leave Franny down at all, as Buff will climb up the balcony to grab the free kitchen assistant. These guns could stay red very shortly. It is a very high possibility. It really is. You don't really want to be leaving Franny knocked out like that. Or you don't want to be leaving her guard out. Again, her guard is found, knocked out. He's woken up. Or she's killed. Or the riot is destroyed. Then three things can activate that VIP search. And
God damn it, dude.
yeah, I think that is Franny found now for Buff. You really want to kill her as soon as you can and hide her body. Or hide her guard. Her guards are motherfuckers when it comes to it. And you just want to deal with them.
It's just not gonna work.
Franny isn't the hardest thing about killing her. Her guards are.
If I don't knock her out
And it is another restart for Buff here.
fucking guard and drag her into the room, I need to leave her guard alone. I knew that was gonna fucking happen. I was just hoping it wouldn't, but
Daisy unfortunately has not been able to punish Buff's mistakes just yet.
I have to get the waiter, set up Franny, take out
Some minutes
Silvio,
into their
then go
runs,
get
Buff
the
will wait
cleaver,
once
then
more
go
for
get
this
the kitchen
waiter.
staff, then kill Silvio,
Chain her
then
just
grab
to
the waiter
look
again.
up to what's in
Go
store for the
downstairs,
rest of
get
this
the
game,
virus,
at least
pull
New
up
York.
Franny. I have to do
From
it that way. It's
Crazy
slow as
4Daisy's
fuck, but I
pick.
don't really have a choice. The spin sucks.
Miami is our map 3. Dozer is our map 4. Wilson Creek as our map 5. Dartmoor is our map 6 if needed. But I doubt it will be. Of course, there's a map 6. The game's the first 6 2-points for a map when you have to see a map draw. And the short maps given. Be surprised, even with the 30-minute timers, if there are any drawn spins. New York, however, could be. Talks about the possibility of the photo finish. Here's Buff once more with a knockout to the waiter. Simple box now. Nothing particularly wrong with this strat, but with Silvio being able to pull all the time, get on hook all the time in the observatory, shooting the panel, you are able to spend a little bit more time on that Franny kill. Whether that be just killing her and boxing her straight away, doing it in the soundproof room, even putting the bomb on the door so it just opens the door for you. And things like that could make it the worthwhile, because like if you hide Franny's body, there's no risk of her being found, of course. That's what you want. Buff actually just won't bother with the cleaver. He's going to go straight for the Franny kill. He's not going to bother with the cleaver just yet, and I think he's recognised that, you know, he's going back over here for the kitchen assistant anyways. Let me save a bit of time on the Franny kill. Let me have a little bit of edge time. Let me give myself a bit of edge time on the Franny kill, not worrying about the cleaver just now. I think that's smart. Play from Buff, showing him why he's such a good player and why he is what he is. That decision making to swap during a game, you know, it's so good. Picks up the crowbar there from the outside dining area. The guard is not turned around. but turns around as soon as Buff comes around. That's what Pen IOI does. He's approaching across the rooftop. Franny here, her guard moving away. Of course, KOing Franny and just putting her into the side room, there's nothing wrong with it. There really isn't. Of course, because her guard's not knocked out, when he's found, I won't answer that VIP searching. It won't. So that's why if you just keep her guard, if you don't knock out Franny, just don't knock out her guard. And if you knock out her guard, make sure you hide him. Because her guard, her other one, will look for them. He will hunt them down. He will go to the lab if he has to. We've seen that person go win and one for areas as Buff. Tranks one super guard. Let's just knock out the other, knock out Silvio. Has a spare Trank now, so again, it could argue with good management. We'll swap into the management security, buffering his weighted disguise in the observatory here, dropping his sniper rifle. Will just be that simple snail once more to pick up the cleaver and the hop up for the kitchen assistant. Doesn't really matter what he'll do first, but he will actually take the time to actually just Trank a kitchen assistant in the kitchen. Chef Marshall is nowhere to be seen. He can take it. The guy next to him, still cutting his onions, doesn't turn around. You thought with this game timing, as soon as you swap disguises, they'd turn around. The body is now found, but of course it's Trank, so it's all fine. Buff approaches the butchers here, will drop his proximity mine.
Oh yeah, of course you are.
Of course the chef will be allowed back here. I'm not too sure about the kitchen assistant. The snail once more buffering a little bit to get off, of course. Rocco assistant enforces that kitchen assistant. Too much for Buff as it is red guns. But is that red guns from Silvio? The whoosh meter looked very high, but no suspicious. But it could have been saved by that body being found. As she does run away now. Tense moments there. You don't want them red guns to go green as soon as he gets his kill on Silvio. That's what we'll be hoping for. As there's enforcers also in the kitchen through the found body of the kitchen assistant. As Buff climbs outside, makes his way to the observatory through the window or through the door. Doesn't really matter what one, they're both unlocked and free to get through. Buff will go through the doors. Pulls out the cleaver, throws it at Silvio, gets the kill, gets green guns back most importantly. Now it's just a simple snipe onto the virus. The detonation of the loud explosive weapon for Franny. You'd hope in the 10 seconds it takes to run to the exit that there is no body found after destroying the virus. But you never know with the location of her guards. They could be placed right next to the door and it could lead to Franny's body being killed, being found before she is killed even. But after the 15-minute mark left of the spin, will shoot the virus with this Viper, I would imagine. Just bomb corner of it nevertheless. Just to avoid that perhaps NTK, he has to be quick here. As the time is on Franny to be found, he will get the kill. Before the exit, of course, 3-second thing after he waited out, and Buff gets it right as he gets the exit. The finish comes through. That will be a GG on our first map, Sapienza. I will take the first 2 points of this current affair on his own map because Sapienza, the expected result, you could say, considering the Buff is a 3-time RR final. It's no mean feat considering one of them was an RRWC final as well, because the previous tournament saw him unfortunately lose Danny Buter in the final, but again, no shame in getting to an RRWC final and losing to Danny Buter. Confirmation does come through, and it is New York's on map 2, so we'll go to a short break. I've missed doing the briefings. We'll go to a short break and we'll see what New York has for us on the other side.
The constant says to follow the money.
Milton Fitzpatrick, the investment bank. It's a key Providence asset.
Which you work for.
The director of the New York branch is a Providence operative. It's our best bet as a way in.
I'll tell the pilot to turn the plane around.
Right, gentlemen. Here's what we've come up with. The partners are transitioning between identities. But everything is so recent, the Milton Fitzpatrick bank records will still be intact. We've confirmed that the partners have active accounts there. However, The bank's records are remotely updated on a frequent basis. We may only have hours before any leads that could get us the new identities of the partners are gone forever. The data we need can be obtained in two ways. The bank's data core can be accessed through the basement vault, but getting inside the vault could be challenging. Alternatively, Bank Director Athena Savalas, Head of Security Mateo Perez, and Head of Accounts Fabian Mann each carry a partial backup drive with the data. We'll need all three drives to get the full data. Now, we cannot risk the partners discovering the data breach. Eliminating the bank's director, Athena Savalas, would sever the last remaining Providence tie to the bank and keep our activities hidden.
Okay, one more time. We break into the vault, extract the hard drive rack, and eliminate the director on the way out.
We.
You. Good luck, 47.
Hello and welcome back to Roulette for Rose 10-hour round 2 game between
I was hoping
Buff
to
Guy
fuck
and
that
Crazy
I'd be
Daisy
out
New
of
York.
there before he
Is
finds her,
our
because
second
sometimes
map
it takes
here.
him a while
It's
to find
by
her.
Daisy.
Other times he
Again,
finds
one
her
of the
that
maps
quickly, like
on
immediately.
3 maps, along with
So
Sapienza
that's
and
just
Marrakesh. The
shitty luck
records
in
were
the
not
moment.
broken in
Like, that's fact, but I didn't really have a
2022.
choice, because
All the
I wanted to
others
get
were
the waiter and the cleaver and my
still standing.
stash all before I got over to Franny, and I missed her by like 4 seconds.
But this New York record of 215 by him found to be very hard to beat. The next snap security guard is perhaps the quickest spin you could get. One of the quickest. You have your other niche little spins that if you plan for it, then well done. Did they give you the spin rigged? Question mark. But no, it's going to be a tester for both players. Of course, Buff isn't a fan of these New York and the Dartmoors. Easy to learn, you could argue. That's why we've seen Daisy pick it in their first game. They've got nice maps to complement it. Sapienza, of course, always one of the first ones you learn after Paris. Miami is just nice in general. You know?
This shit gonna be crazy.
Mendoza. That's just one strat, so if you know that one strat, you're sorted. And then Wilson Creek. Has a difference. It's a nice little map. It really is. Nice little map. Can't lie. But it is New York. Coming in 20 seconds. Is all we got to focus on. How is Athena Savalas? How do we want to see Athena Savalas killed? I just want to see something quick. It does go hard. It does go hard, Luke. A second spin. Will come through. Letter opener as a security guard for Athena Savalas. Holy Jesus. It's a quick spin. Press load, Buff Guy. Press load. Load him. It is that simple. Security guard. Start, of course. Trank. Matteo as he comes up the stairs. The letter opener. By them 2 checkpoint high security guards. Daisy doesn't know they're meant to be playing a game right now. I hope. But it's Buff anyways, we gotta focus on him. Those in first. Has that first security disc down. The new New York update looks crazy, so true. Buff will drop an EMP here for the security box. Detonates it straight away, gets out. We'll actually go up to Athena first, other than going to the lever. No, he won't. He will open the door, actually go back on himself for a soda can. And now for the letter opener. Goes, hops up. Of course, the camera's been taken out. There's no issue. He can just trank Fabian. And then go and deal with Athena. He has got... Wait, let me work out. 50 seconds as you speak for the record. He will actually wait on the stairs for Fabian to come round. He will have 2 extra tranks in his bag from his stash point. I mean, after this, it is a pretty straightforward stuff. Some things still to look out for that can go wrong. as he will trank Fabian on the stairs, drops his camera, picks up the second data disc, is a simple run past the I always got the name of that place and I hate myself for it. Meeting area, wherever it's called, the existing meeting area, God knows, but it is. Buff now going towards the stash point, taking out his Trank out of the briefcase. Trank's one of the security guards there. Try and get to Athena before he sits down. They do. Athena standing up. He does get a knockout onto the other one. Another melee. And it's just any Sue can just throw it right into her face. What she does. Swapped into the high security guard. Picks up one of the loud pistols just for vibes. Opens the door for the CEO exit keycard. A solid New York run indeed from Buff here. Picking up the keycard there. And it will be exit very shortly for him. Down the stairs, the two enforcers outside of Athena's office ain't an issue at all. We just run past them. Buff coming down the stairs. Finish has come through and it is a 4 lead as expected on New York.
Alright.
Not helped at all by the fact that I didn't see any of the PV and it is given straight away. God, Buff, you're loud. Jesus. It is awarded straight away. Love the media break, but we'll go to one anyways. So I can record it myself. For our map 3, a potential, or maybe it is just our final map, Miami. Buff looking to sweep in his return.
Good afternoon, 47. Your destination is the annual Global Innovation Motor Race in Miami, Florida. After analyzing the data from Reynard's computer, the case is clear. The Providence defectors are Robert and Sierra Knox, head of robotics developer Kronstadt Industries. A visionary inventor and technological innovator, Robert Knox has spearheaded Kronstadt Industries to the bleeding edge of technological development. His equally brilliant daughter, Sierra, is not only a financial wizard, but also a fiercely competitive race car driver with a fiery temper to match. Kronstadt enjoys enormous popularity with global consumers. However, few are aware that the company is also one of the world's leading suppliers of next-gen military tech. Last year, despotic ruler Jin Po employed prototype Kronstadt drones against peaceful civilian protesters in the now infamous Tungan Valley incident. And although it has yet to be proven, there is little doubt that the Knoxes personally brokered the deal, making them complicit in a war crime. It is unclear why the Knoxes would betray their masters, but likely the fear of being next on the Shadow Clients hit list has pressured them to cut a deal with the enemy. Undoubtedly, with Kronstadt Industries on their side, the militia will increase their attacks tenfold, and so our contract obligates us to retire Robert and Sierra Knox and contain the damage they may inflict on Providence. I will leave you to prepare.
As I'm back, we will be heading to the Global Innovation Race very shortly, in 2 minutes and 30 seconds for potentially a final map. Of course, Buff is on map point in our first of 6 games, but RR10 contains. Talk about map records. 518 by Danny Vito was beaten in RWC 2022. I think that was the game where he got like 3 map records in one. You got Miami, Santa, and another one in one game, and I was like, what the fuck, Danny? Sets like unbeatable records on both Miami and Santa in one game. That's crazy. Of course, beating Yanini's old record, which was the longest standing from RR3. Of course, the Sierra Sniper is so nice because you can just shoot her car. Palm that with a quick Robert kill. Wow. You're in for a good time. But yeah, it's a nice little map. Can be done every single spin with sugar and then laptop for Robert. Unless it's full nodge for Robert. Which again, you probably just laptop and drag him down somehow. Full nodge for Sierra and full Sierra. Difficult conditions, but again, nothing really out of the ordinary.
I like
It's not the end of
Miami
the world,
spins, though.
particularly
I'm not a
with
big
them
fan of
sort
the
of
map in
spins.
general, but for competition,
You just gotta look
for
at
like
the old
Miami in a
axe for
tournament, it's actually kind of
Robert in like the medic, the back and forth. It's not hard
I like
if you're gonna
rewatching
do
the
it.
VOD after if my
As
opponent
in
kicks
terms
my
of you
ass in
take the
Miami. I like
axe across as
rewatching
a
the VOD
security
and
guard,
seeing
you come back for the medic and go back.
how their approach was, because
It's
usually
just
it beats
very,
you.
very time consuming.
With this map specifically, unless
And
all
when
the
you're
shit
doing
for
time consuming
both the
things in
targets is
RI,
dropped
you
off
start
top
to
of
get a
it,
bit agitated, start to get really shaky.
so
You're
you
prone to
can't
making more
really
mistakes.
target on the other side of the map.
We saw yesterday with
And you need to
Horses
get
versus I
that.
like Hitman, you know, moving around
Usually it's like
at the
divided.
exit wave for
One of
Jordan
the
Star, you
stars
move
get one
forward away
kill
from
on
the
one
exit, he
side of the
dies
map,
and
and the
bam,
other side, the
you have to
one
run
on the
another
other side
15
of the
seconds
map.
for the exit, you
So
lose
it's
by 5
pick
seconds in a
which one
photo
you
finish.
pick, which one's going to be faster.
You know?
Usually starting on Sarah's
It's just
side is going to be
learning that
quicker when it comes to that.
patience
So,
and
but it
mental
depends.
game
It's
that
always
perhaps
spin driven,
RR
so
will
I'm,
bring.
always curious to see which side people
20
start on, because a
seconds
lot of the time it's
for our
opposites.
spin
That's the fun
becoming.
thing about Miami
3-time RR
competition.
finalists,
You
we're
got one
looking
person
to
starting by Sierra and the other person
hopefully
starting by
get there
Robbie. It's
again.
always fun to see that.
This is where it will start.
Be cool to see something like
Spin
that.
will
But
come
Sierra's sniper was
just
huge.
under 3 seconds now.
Hey, I got volume.
Not
Thank
many
you.
stun locations for Daisy, but it wouldn't matter. The Marine Star will be perfectly fine as our spin is melee Starfish as the Florida Man for Robert Knox and Science Assault Rifle as the Hellman for Sierra Knox. I just realized I got
Florida
bare
man.
shingles on Daisy, but it's all
Motherfucker.
fine. That's what happens when you're a
Melee
YouTube streamer,
starfish.
guys.
Alright, no problem, no problem. Tail right. Okay, so like I said,
This is our
everything's
first
about
time
on one side of the
in
map.
this game seeing the melee or one of them new conditions up for use. Buff expresses love for them yesterday. It should have been a marine start here. Quick grab onto the Florida Man. Give you assault rifle stashed. In the changing room with the Power Man. Would make a lot of sense indeed. You would. It is one of the spins. Sometimes you don't see a lot where you would get Robert first. You are looking to get Robert first. In this spin, just given the disguises and the stun location, it does heavily favour them. It does heavily favour it. Yeah. Buff eventually loads in. With a briefcase toss there for the security guard. Just turn him around so he doesn't see him knock out or trank the Florida Man. He will just knock him out and put him into the box. Dealing with Florida Man first is the best thing you can do in Miami. Usually after this point you would have cried tranks. A lot of people move around. But the first stage of the map is a very stationary-ish area in terms of here. Does make it light work really. It really does. Throat saying 12 in the chat. I'm like, what's happened? Why is it 12? And yes, that's of course the aquarium number with the starfish. So you have to shoot aquarium number 12 to obtain it before moving up to Robert.
Because Miami doesn't change. There's nothing that changes.
I'm not particularly lower. Heavy spin. You would favour a pistol, silent assault rifle stashed, and a trank, and then a nice move you're choosing, probably a crowbar. Disguises aren't the end of the world if you deal with Florida Man first. Power Man, of course, free in the basement. And it's amazing words. It took me a bit of time to click, but once it clicked, I was like, oh yeah, of course. But unfortunate time with the guards here. Then we'll move right in front of the screen. I mean, he could shoot and KO them. This will be the 69 head move, as Buff would say. But he will be boring and snell them. Boo. Why snell them when you can shoot the glass and knock them out like that? He does do it safely though. This game, you can probably shoot that from like above and you get ripped by them two downstairs. Buff shoots aquarium number 12. Pulls out his Taunton. Drops the briefcase. Starfish in hand. He will actually not trying to go up the stairs behind the showcase, and we'll just go outside and go through the stairs that lead to the overpass next to the garage. The crowbar there, of course, makes that door practically free to open. Caught by a camera, but it, of course, is right next to where you ISO, Robert. Cameras aren't the end of the world on Miami at all. He'll make his way up, gold baller in hand. a simple shot onto the laptop. First time. What a hero. Robert. Unfortunately, Buff is all the way in the palace testing area. The furthest point in his cycle away from the laptop. So he has a bit of time to kill here. We'll take it to just do a shot onto the camera box. Right up to the window is a bullet impact. The gunshot heard, partnered with the fact that it is, you know, the bullet landing itself. But he does just trank the guard there and knock out the other one that cycled inwards. Buff has dealt with that amazingly, as he will wait for Robert, who is approaching the stairs now. Still just waiting here. One kill left for the win. After this, silent assault rifle as the Power Rider. Of course, isn't the sniper, so you can't just shoot Sierra's car as the Power Rider. You will have to get her out of her car, a peekaboo, and a pop in the head as the Power Rider. Buff moves around, knocks out Robert's guard, pulls out the starfish, and somehow the starfish slits Robert's throat. We'll drag him back into the side room to avoid that slight risk you can have of the race marshal seeing his body. I don't understand what starfish is lethal, can I just say? It must be a pretty darn hard starfish. Not that I've ever touched a starfish before, but they can't be rock solid, right? They can't be sharp. It'd be lethal in the sea otherwise. But yeah, Buff now in the construct security. There's a simple move across. Yes, that is the one Daisy that you need to shoot open to grab. You can't punch it open or anything. You'll have to shoot it. Buff playing Ring Around the Rosies with a security guard here. Gets into the VIP area. Enforcer heaven. It really is. All the security guards around here. Look, guys, we've put crowd NPCs in the game, and we've added super enforcers. Look at them; they're so cool. Says no on IY. Makes his way into the changing rooms here, where his stash point will lie. I would imagine. No, it doesn't. Perhaps an instinctive Kronstadt storage stash is what I would imagine. See it a lot of the time. It is one of the most common stashes, I would imagine. This one here, and in the heat at the moment when you're planning, you just send it here because you forget about the changing room existing as a stash point. And for the sugar as well, actually. You're going to need the sugar for the serial isolation. So, yeah, it's worked out well there for Buff. It actually has. We'll come over here anyways. Daisy found the starfish and actually worked out that you need to shoot open, put a whole mag and a half into it. Really making sure the glass is broken. Just to make sure. You can never be too sure that the glass is broken. Because all you need to shoot it once. Now we find Buff working on a Kronstadt mechanic grab here. Simple throw action. Bring him around and knock out. It is pretty straightforward from here. Daisy mud shine. It is not allowed, so it will be a restart. Unless I missed a major update. Mud shine is not allowed. So it will just be a restart. Buff unpacks his assault rifle now. We'll leave it by the disguise for the moment. And now we'll crash out Sierra.
Yep.
Put in the sugar into the fuel tank. Then it's simple peekaboo. Swap into the medic disguise and I run to the van or the medic exit. Sure. Squeezing out of the car there. Buff. We'll just swap back into Pearl Rider. Just what he will do here. Actually doesn't. Piece of assault rifle. Trying to get the quick from there onto Pearl Rider, but just does nair off, goes for the doors here. Assault rifle on back. We'll get a very quick whoosh onto Sierra with the fact that he has that illegal weapon on his back. Gets one onto the hook nicely. He could have even quickly pointed it at her. But I don't know if it actually makes a difference or not. Body found anyways for Daisy makes it a restart, but it is buff here. Knockout onto Sierra. Unfortunately, can't do elimination prompts or kills even with the silent assault rifle. What a shame, but it is, yeah. Buff will shoot Sierra. Hide her anyways. It's just a habit of hiding bodies after you kill them. Even though you don't have to. You never know with this game, and it is buff now. At the 8-minute marks, hopping into a minute disguise. Go to the van exit here in our third game. It is another 6-0 from Buff here, as he will exit. Just about. Missing the prompt, but it is a GG. 6-0 from Buff. Back where he started. Coming out of retirement for the 5th time. And he started off as any other tournament with 6-0.
Alright, GG's, bro. I wish you luck in the
A
LB.
routine win for Buff, you could say, at this early stage in the tournament, and we'll see who he will be facing in the next round. That's the brackets. Warlord, Buff guy, will play the winner of Luke.png and Danny Buser. So he will be playing Luke.png in round 3. Am I right? Actually interact so I can see. Where is Daisy? Crazy4Daisy will play the loser of game 6, which is Fusk versus Quesadilla. So the game's shaping up nicely. The bracket is shaping up nicely here, as you see Buff will play the winner of Luke.png and Danny. Fusk and Quesadilla. The loser of that will play Daisy in the lower bracket, round 1. See our upcoming games. We've got lots of games today. The first weekend is always the busiest game now at 13 CT. Just over 3 hours. Peter Dunn, MP of Australia, of course. The real one as well. Versus Scruffy, Miami, and Dartmoor. Holy shit, Dartmoor based. FE302 versus Purple Key on Marrakesh and Berlin at 17 CET. TK47 versus Maifu at 18 CET. And 2 games around for the evening, if you're European, at 20 CET and 21 CET. A highly anticipated game between that Observer and David Red Sox. And the same can be said for Luke versus Danny, before taking us into our early morning Sunday games at 2 AM, Thrillers versus Bok Bok, and 3 AM, Osh versus Scribs. The NA people have a lot of work to do with cast and admin. Woo! But yeah, that's our games. I mean, you can, of course, go to hitmaps.com, your one-stop shop for all your Hitman needs to see where items are on the maps, the upcoming games, and the RR10 with the casters links provided down the maps that will be played. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Buff. Hope everyone's enjoyed the cast. It's good to be back. I've missed this. It's good to be back indeed. And yeah, we'll see everyone shortly for more Red Rebels 10 action. Bye bye.